When the Kundalini rises, you actually can see the movement of Kundalini. There have been many people who have been talking of Kundalini awakening. Actually, none of them who say so have shown the rising of the Kundalini. The reason being, the Kundalini never rose. The Kundalini only rises when there is somebody who is already enlightened and who knows the job of rising the Kundalini.
I bow all the secrets of my life. If we are real seekers of truth, we have to be honest about it and sincere, so that we are sincere to ourselves and we have justified our own existence in this world. There are so many sadhakas. Morning till evening they are working out some sort of a ritual, some sort of a meditation, some sort of a bhakti, some sort of reading. One has to understand, what have you achieved? Where are we? As a mother, I would say, my child, you have done so much in your seeking. But what have you found? Have you got the ultimate reality? Have you got what is described in the scriptures? Namadeva, in the 12th century, a poet who went later on to Punjab, where Nanak Sahib respected him very much and asked him that he should write in Punjabi language. He studied Punjabi language and has written such a thick book, and in the Granth Sahib there are many verses from it. He was an ordinary tailor, very ordinary tailor, and he went to meet another saint in another village called as Gora Kumbhar. Kumbhar means a person who is a potter, who makes pots. And Gora Kumbhar was busy making the clay ready for his work. Namadeva just stood before him. And he said, I came here to see the Nirgun, to the formless, to see the Chaitanya, but here it is in Saguna. It is in a form. Only a realized soul, only a saint can say this about the saint, because he knows ultimate reality. But people who are not realized cannot understand what is beyond this life. Even in Christian religion, we have Thomas who came down to India, and he wrote a lot of treatises were kept in a cave in Egypt, which were found out. Now there's a book about him. After 48 years of research, it's amazing how he is describing Sahaja Yoga throughout. That you have to have the experience of reality. Of course, every book, every scripture says, know thyself. Who am I? I must find out what am I. When it is said so, our effort should be to find out that self that is within us. We say, my body, my voice, my nose, my country, my. Who is this I to whom all these things belong? From where does this inspiration comes in? This I is within us, reflected in our heart. For you, I have to make request that you shouldn't accept me blindly. Blindness is not of any help. But I'm offering you a hypothesis, as in the science, our Goddess hypothesis and all that. If it is proved, and if you find that you have felt as experienced what I'm saying, then as honest people you have to accept it. In the West we have other problems than we have here. Tremendous problems. First I went to England, and you know English how they are, hard nuts. Difficult to break those nuts. But once they break, they are full of scholarship. And they are the ones who rush to the universities and to different libraries and found out everything about Buddha. So much is written already by Nathpanthis who were here, who did so much work on the Kundalini awakening. But it was lost. And when some Germans came here and other people came here, they were told by Tantrika some sort of a wrong thing which they carried from here. And such a misunderstanding and such a wrong information to such an extent that a German book I read where Kundalini lies in your stomach. And he has given all explanation. He was a very learned man, no doubt, but I don't know what he learned, is the point. And that's how he described about Kundalini. This knowledge was known to us since long. We had three types of movements towards divine. One was the Vedas. Even the Veda means to know. What Thomas has called the people who know as Gnostics and Gna. Gnostic word comes from the same thing as person who is knowledgeable. Not outward knowledge, not by your mental efforts or by emotional feelings, but something much beyond. And the same path they tried. But in the Vedas, they have said in the first book I said that if you do not know it, no use reading this book. But knowledge means what? To know it on your central nervous system, not on your mental or physical plane, but on a much higher level. As we have become human beings, we have to humbly say that we are not perfect beings. There's something missing us. Otherwise, why are we fighting? Why are we quarreling? I mean, all these problems are mostly human problems, ecological problem, economic problem, political problem. You come to the source is the human being who is doing all this. So what's wrong with human beings? Animals are all right. They are pashu. They are under the pasha, under the control of God. But human beings have got the freedom and they're going helter-skelter. And all these problems are there because they haven't got the real knowledge. So, what is the real knowledge that we should seek and we should go towards it? So, these people in the Vedas try to understand, but they more try to understand the nature and the five elements. While worshipping five elements, according to us, they move to the right side. And the right side movement is very well shown in the Greek mythology. And after that, from Greece, it turned out to be some science and all those things started. The left side was the bhakti. People started worshipping God with blind faith and going to God worshipping in the temples and churches, believing in saints. India especially blessed, because whatever we have is from the saints, though it's very deviated and also quite stagnated. But the knowledge came from the saints, from the Maharshis, and from great seers. Another good point about Indians is that their religion is not organized. There's no organization that runs it. It's a very big blessing. Despite that, all these ideologies in the Vedas also got into some sort of a mental mire. And that's how we have Arya Samaj and all these things, which are very difficult. I mean, if you meet any Arya Samaji, you don't know how to deal with that person. It just goes on talking, God knows, such knowledge of his. But he has not reached the point, and he's satisfied with what he has read. Reading too much all the time, that's what Kabira has said. Padi padi pandita murkha bhai. By reading too much, even panditas have become stupid. I used to wonder how can it be? But now I meet many of that kind. So what is the thing is, by reading you cannot know the ultimate. Supposing there's a doctor and he gives you a medicine for your headache and says take anacin. So you are reading the prescription, anacin, take anacin, take anacin. The headache will increase or decrease. You have to take the medicine. And this is what is written in the Vedas, is that you must find out yourself. Say, part of the Vedas are Upanishads. Throughout in the Upanishads, nothing but you find out yourself. Even Patanjali Shastra, if you see, just in the beginning, a wee bit of it is Vyayama. I mean, Ashtanga there. A very wee bit of it is so-called physical problem that they have dealt. In Sahaja Yoga also we use it, but according to understanding where is the problem. Not just like everybody is going into exercises and things, getting heart attacks, all kinds of problems. Heat, high blood pressure. Sometimes it's low blood pressure, sometimes high blood pressure. And they come and tell me, Mother, we are doing yoga. And see, we are not only physical being. We are not only mental being, neither emotional being, but we are spiritual being. And the second type of movement we had in this country is the bhakti. Bhakti is all right, going to temple, but that also started deteriorating, not to understand what is bhakti is. Sri Krishna has said in his Gita, you must know that Sri Krishna was a diplomat, he was not a mother. And he knew human beings out there. He wanted them to go round and round to find out the truth. Because nobody likes a straightforward statement. At that time especially, he just told it to Arjuna. He said 3 things for them in which sees diplomacy, if you can see through the lines. First one, he said that you must get to Jnana. He was not a good salesman, because salesman will never tell you the best thing first. But he said you should take to Jnana. That is what it is. Jnana means this knowledge on your central nervous system. But the second thing he said, that you should do bhakti, whatever fruit or flower or water you give me, I'll take it. But you must do bhakti which is ananya. Now, if you know Sanskrit, ananya, when you are not the other, when you are a realized soul. If you are not connected, what is the bhakti you are doing? Many people complain, Mother, I've been fasting, I've been doing this, I did this, and see my condition. I've become a nervous wreck. It's not the mistake of God. You are not yet connected. So bhakti without the connection is wrong. That's why Krishna has said it. Yoga kshema vahana. First yoga, then kshema. First you must achieve your yoga and then your benevolence will come. Otherwise it won't work out. Very subtly he has put yoga first. Why didn't he say kshema yoga? So for bhakti he said like this. For karma, he said that do all the work and put it at the lotus feet of God Almighty. That's not possible. Many people say that, Mother, all my work I put at the lotus feet of God. Even the murders, I think. It's just a mental idea that I am putting it at the lotus feet of God. You cannot, because you are not at that state. But say a Sahaja Yogi, he will not tell me that I am raising the Kundalini. He'll say, Mother, it doesn't come up. It's not coming. It in the third person he talks. He will say, this won't go that side. In the third person. Because he is no more there. So this is what is the karma. Automatically is at the lotus feet of God Almighty. He is doing everything. We are just instruments. Supposing this instrument says that I am speaking, you won't accept. In the same way, when we say that I have put my, as if they take a load and put it at the lotus feet of God. No, it's automatic, it's spontaneous. That is Sahaja. That is born with you. All of you have got this power within yourself. Now there are books which describe Kundalini is a very dangerous thing. Absolute nonsense, I tell you. I have been to so many nations, so many people have got realization. And there is no trace of any trouble to them. On the contrary, they have improved in every way. Overnight, people have given up their drugs, their bad habits. Overnight, people have been cured. I don't do anything as such. I mean, you may think I am doing something. I don't do. Your own Kundalini works it out. It's very surprising how it works and how it helps you. Because she is your mother, your individual mother, and she knows everything about you. It's all taped into her pencil, into 3.5 point sheet place. It is because of some mathematical formula. And when she rises, she might give a little heat because of the little, we can say, the struggle that she has to do. The heat is little bit sometimes generated in some people. Supposing you are a liver patient, then you might feel a little heat in your hands, that's all. But this Kundalini, you all have got it. And it is the pure desire within you. You know, in economics, it's a law that in general, wants are not satiable. We want today a house, tomorrow a car, and day after tomorrow a helicopter, and it goes on and on. When we don't have it, we struggle for it, and when we have it, we don't enjoy it. But this is a pure desire. That is to be one with this all-pervading power of God's love. We don't even think that there is such a power. We take it for granted. We see everything created. We see beautiful flowers. We see a big tree coming out of a small little seed. Look at our eyes. They are such beautiful cameras. Who has made them? Who has evolved us to this state? What is that power that has made us human beings? We never want to find out because science cannot give explanation how. How a seed sprouts. How we became human beings. And so we say, all right, up to that point. Beyond that, we don't want to. So God Almighty has spread this beautiful Chaitanya, this Brahma Chaitanya all over. If I am saying so, you must experience and then tell me if it is there or not. But just to say no is you are denying yourself the chance of getting connected to that vital power. This vital power has evolved us, no doubt, organizes everything, creates everything, vibrates everything. It coordinates, limits. Also, above all, it loves you. So it thinks how far to go with it. Such a beautiful power is all pervading. into every atom and into every living renewal, into every living being. It acts so beautifully that we don't even feel the smoothness of it. We don't even see a flower flowering, blossoming, opening. We don't see that. It just blossoms and we say, oh, today there's a flower. It just so sweetly, so beautifully that we do not even feel the existence of it in any way, but it exists. And unless and until we are connected with that power, we cannot know the ultimate reality. Because the spirit within us is not in our attention, it's a witness of our attention. But once this Kundalini rises, she passes through the 6 centers, pierces through this fontanelle bone area, which is the actualization of the baptism, and then this spirit comes into our attention as a light, and our nerves get a new dimension by which we become, again I say we become, it's not just lecturing, it's not just branding, it's not some sort of a certificate. You actually become collectively conscious, samuhik chetana. You can feel others, you can feel on your fingertips. There are 5, 6 and 7 centers on the left and 7 centers on the right. These 7 centers represent your emotional side and this physical and mental side. You can feel the centers of all the people. Medically, when we treat people, we treat a tree from outside. We treat the leaves, we can say. But if you are really to treat the tree, you have to go to the roots. And I'm talking about the roots within us, the tree of life, which is within us. You'll be amazed that even Muhammad Sahib has described Qiyamah. Qiyamah means the resurrection time. When the resurrection time will come, your hands will speak and will give witness against you. They all have talked about this time, the last judgment, and this Kali Yuga is going to bring forth Satyayuga. But how many are willing to take to it is the point. Thousands and thousands will go after some sort of a maddening craze, but not after reality. You require a kind of a divine intelligence, I think, to understand. You'll be amazed, I found Russia the most receptive country for this. Because they are not so materialistic. They haven't got this kind of freedom or anything. But they have freedom to go inside. Very introspective people. Even their writers, I always read them, Tolstoy and all these. They all are very introspective. And you'll be amazed that we had to always arrange a big stadium, and still there were so many people sitting outside. At least in one place called Astaliyati, there are 22,000 Sahajas. And when I was there, this coup had taken place. So I said, aren't you disturbed? So I said, Mother, what is to be disturbed? We are in the kingdom of God. We don't belong to this kingdom. Such nice things are happening all over the world. We Indians have some other problems. We are very conditioned. We have such ideals before us, but we never aspire. We will worship Rama. We will worship a guru. But what have you got within yourself? You are clinging on to something. What about you having something? That is what is Sahaja. Unless until you know yourself, you will not know Sri Ram. You will not know anyone.
You all are capable of getting self-realization, all of you. Whatever must be, your past doesn't matter. We have to be in the present. Past is finished, future doesn't exist. You will be in the present, and that's the reality, which you all can feel the vibration. So, one should not have any such ideas that I have done this wrong, how can I get realization? This is unnecessary. You should never think that you are guilty. If you were, you would have been in the jail. You would not have been here. So don't think you are guilty. Don't judge yourself. You don't know yourself. It is to know yourself you have to do this. And don't judge. You must have great respect and love for yourself. And I am sure it will work out tonight as desired by these people. But those who don't want to have self-realization, I would say they can go. Because I don't want them to disturb others. Supposing if you don't want, it cannot be forced. It has to be asked for. You cannot force it onto anyone. You cannot pay for it. You cannot do anything about it. But if the Kundalini doesn't rise, it's all right. We'll have a center where you can go and get it corrected. Maybe something wrong in the chakras which you do not know, and they will find out. So it will take hardly any time. Hardly any time. Have faith in yourself. First of all, have faith in yourself, and this will work out. First, I think to forgive others is difficult. You see, the Western people, they cannot forgive themselves. And for Indians, the other way around. They cannot forgive others. You see, I don't know why there is this kind of a different, attitude. But we should forgive ourselves also. God has created you as human being, not to be ruined like this, not to be shattered like this, but to achieve your glory. You have to just put your hands towards me like this. I think if you have shoes, you have to take it out. Helps us a lot. We are here in this Bharat Bhumi, in this Yoga Bhumi. It works very fast. In this country, it works very fast. And also with you people, because you love this country very much, you work so hard for this country. So it works very fast. So don't have any apprehensions. Just put your both the hands like this. Again, I would request you must forgive yourself and others. That's very important, because if you don't do that, then your center here, we call the Vishuddhi Chakra, will be blocked. The guilty part is will be blocked, and if you don't forgive, then this Ajna Chakra will be blocked. Please put your hands like this, little lower. Now, first we'll start feeling some cool or hot breeze on your fingertips and also on your thumb. Then in the palm, you start feeling a cool or a hot breeze. Some people start thinking that this air conditioning, it has nothing to do with air conditioning. So please have faith in yourself. Now, please put right hand towards me and put down your head a little and feel with your left hand on top of your fontanelle bone area, which was called as talu. if there's a cool or a hot breeze coming out. Now please put down your heads a little and see for yourself. Move your hand. It might be coming very far, maybe very close, but don't put your hand on top, but above. Just move, please. Move it on the sides and see for yourself that there's a cool or a hot breeze like coming. It is hot means you have not forgiven. It means only that you have to really say, I forgive. You don't have to do anything except you have to say in your heart, I forgive everyone. That's a very great quality. Now please put your left hand towards me. And see with your right hand. Again bend your head please. And see for yourself if there's a cool or a hot breeze coming out of your head. Just see for yourself. Now, please put your right hand again. Right hand is more. So put the right hand like this and see for yourself. Now again put both the hands towards you. And don't think. Just don't think. You can stop thinking, even for a second. That's very good. This is called as nirvicharita. Then comes a stage to become nirvikalpa. When there is no doubt in your head, you become into doubtless awareness. Where you're sure you got it, you're sure you can do everything. That is the stage one has to rise.